Everybody can't be fine like that.
You talking about Michelle like your wife don't look like a sick Jeff Ross. No matter how much money your mister spent on her face not to look like Lord Farquaad, she still ended up looking like a fresh-faced Dylan Mulvaney.
Now I'm finna put y'all wives on here. And DL, you can't say nothing because you cheated on your wife.
Officer Tatum talks about Michelle Obama. Now, everybody talks about Officer Tatum's wife. When I say we got some things going on, we got some things going on. Good morning, Vietnam. Let's get to it.
Subscribe to my channel. Oh my goodness. So one thing I do take pride in is my self-awareness. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what I should be approving, you know, things like that. To me, of many of the black conservatives, because they're not conservatives, they're just grifters, right? They're black MAGA. That's black MAGA and black conservatism are not the same thing. Many of these black grifters who call themselves conservatives is that they lack that fundamental sense of awareness. They lack that self-awareness. And one person who exemplifies this lack better than anyone that I've seen, okay, has got to be Brandon Talmadge, okay? Brandon Talmadge. And the reason why I even call him Brandon Talmadge, because the video that I'm going to show you is the video of him honestly lacking that self-awareness, where he's...
It's crazy he called him Brandon Talmadge. Like, his awareness and things, like, non-void. Like,
we had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors. And immediately after, there was an adult that came by and said, that's not a representation of who we are.
You are a fucking idiot.
That right there is it's just the cherry on top of this stupid Sunday. It goes to show that the true racism of the Republican Party is that they want dumb black people. That's what they want. They don't want smart black people, because smart black people, such as myself, will catch on to the hustle. It's like, hold on, we're all in this together? Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, what about Chicago? And then they go silent. Well, Chicago's, Democrat ran. Okay, well, why don't we run a Republican there to help out the black people in Chicago and, get the crime rate down? And then they tell you, well, that's not our problem. That's not our issue. And like, but you keep on talking about Chicago every single time. Yeah.
Think about that. He's absolutely right. That's why majority of people keep doing the things that they're doing, because it's like, oh, well, I'm black. I'm not racist. How could I be? What do you mean? You think just because you're black, you can't be racist towards all? What do you say? Prejudice against black people? It's stupid and it's just plain dumb.
This now leads us to Brandon Talmadge. Brandon Talmadge is talking about things that he doesn't know. He starts talking about how Michelle Obama isn't attractive and not everybody can be fine.
Everybody can't be fine.
And even then, even up until that point, I'm like, okay, yes, not everybody can be fine. Some people have not received, the genetic lottery, such as yourself. I get it, right? I get it. But then this is where he shows a fundamental lack of self-awareness. He then talks about how not everybody can be fine, such as my wife.
Like my wife.
And it opens up the floodgates, because
he's a complete idiot. Let's be for real. Why would you do that?
I know his wife smacked him upside down upon him injecting his wife in a looks competition with Michelle Obama, because people then put out a big old picture of his wife.
Everybody can't be fine like that.
You talking about Michelle like your wife don't look like a sick Jeff Ross. No matter how much money your mister spent on her face not to look like Lord Farquaad, she still ended up looking like a fresh-faced Dylan Mulvaney.
By European standards, his wife is a gremlin, okay? And I mean that respectfully, but, to him, he may think he got some hot ish, bro. He may think he got mother's milk over there, bro. Like, he got it, bro. And that's good. That's what you should have as a husband, right? But you should also have a little, you see what I'm sprinkling? It's called self-awareness. You should also have a little.
Forget about self-awareness. You should have some respect. Why are you talking about another man's wife on the internet? But yet you don't want nobody talking about you. Seems type hypocritical to me.
Fine doesn't mean mid, and as sure as hell doesn't mean cottage cheese, and as sure as hell does not mean outdated milk.
Damn.
Okay, that's fine. Fine is a word that should have weight to it. And I notice what they try to do with words is the same thing that the left tries to do with words, okay? They try to redefine definitions, mix and match, they think it's just, a free-for-all. And, and they are doing with the word fine, which is the same exact thing they accuse the left doing with the word woman. What is a woman, right? If your wife constitutes fine.
Everybody can't be fine, like my wife. Everybody can't be fine, like my wife.
You did this to yourself.
This is nasty work. Nasty.
Life was known throughout the conservative movement. Okay, I'm trying to be tactful with it, right? His wife was hitting up this person, hitting up me, hitting up this person. She was that girl in the conservative movement. You know how there are groupies within conservative movement? Well, let's just say she was very friendly with people within the conservative pipeline. Now, everyone, including myself, man, get out of here. right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Right. But it's survive. It's survive. It's survival. Desire.
I can't hold you. This is completely disgusting. Completely disgusting. The reason why I'm saying this is because he had the audacity to say these things, Brandon Tatum, that is, about Obama's wife. And Amazing Lucas just did, as his name is called, an amazing job of breaking down how much lack of awareness this man really has. Unless you have top 10 tier model, you talking about another man's wife and yours ain't all the way up there? You know how you know Officer Tatum basically wouldn't take too kindly to somebody talking about his wife? Because he didn't take too kindly to what was being said with what just transpired with everything you just seen and everything Amazing Lucas just spoke upon. So here's the crazy part, though. He's blaming D.L. Hewley. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if D.L. Hewley got his, strings and little puppets attached to this. I don't know D.L. Hewley. I can't make that assumption. But for some reason, Brandon Tatum very much so can. He didn't mention Amazing Lucas, though. That information we just heard, where he said Brandon Tatum's wife was basically a pass around, and she jumped around from here to this man to that man, and even tried to jump on him, and he get out of here. Oh yeah, that's what he said about your wife, Brandon Tatum. You didn't say nothing about that. Nope, sir, he did not. But you know what he did say? You know what Brandon Tatum did say? I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'm going to let you see what he said for himself. Check this out.
Let me just be very clear. I don't know what Jesus Christ y'all reading about, but Jesus Christ, he got killed because he willing to stand on business, because he's not going to hide in the corner and shy away from what the truth is and criticizing people when criticism is necessary. That's why the Pharisees didn't like him, because he criticized them because they were untoward. They were haters of God.
So is this man comparing himself to Jesus Christ right now because he criticized Michelle Obama? Wow.
This what this fool did. Now I want to put this in context real quick. I was making a joke about Michelle Obama, and I was in tongue in cheek. I said, she don't look good as my.
Now he's making a joke. Tongue in cheek. She don't look as good as his wife. Really?
She has this condescending behavior towards Barack Obama. She talks down on him as if she the prize. And I had a whole podcast about this. And then in a short period of the podcast, I made mention about Michelle Obama jokingly. But because these ignorant Negroids, they hate me because I'm married to a white woman and I'm not a coward and I'm not going to bow down to their foolery.
I don't think that's the reason. I think the majority of people that he's talking about allegedly hate him. He doesn't know that. Might not even hate him. They just don't like your rhetoric. They don't like the fact that you just compared your wife, a white woman, to Michelle Obama, which shouldn't even done in the first place. But let's skip past that. Right?
Want to bring me into the fold because you don't like what I said, then the conversation should have been between you and I. You should have criticized me for what you think I said wrong. But instead, y'all put my wife in the middle of it. Well, my wife can have nothing to do with this. And since you want to do that, now we're going to put y'all bald head, nappy, ghetto, permed out, Hennessy drinking. We put your wife in there.
Now you see? Now he's talking about other people's wives. Again, it started from you, Officer Tatum, talking about somebody's wife. Now you're doing it again.
And DL, you can't say nothing because you cheated on your wife.
He just got the stupid face on. Dude.
Don't you talk about my wife, and I won't bring your wife up. I'm going to defend my wife to the end, whether verbally or physically. If y'all want to get down, we can get down. All right. But I'm trying to be a good Christian, and I'll just keep it.
Now, let's get this. You talk about a man, why? Because allegedly, like you just said, you did it because she be talking bad about Obama. Just none of your business. Now you just said you're a good Christian. A good Christian wouldn't do what you did just now. A good Christian would never have spoken about another man's wife, Obama, because you believe you could have had that conversation at home with your beautiful wife that you call. You didn't have to come to the internet and run and spew that to the world, but you chose to. Then you chose to interject your personal grief of your wife compared to Obama's wife. In comparison, now you're mad, and then you turn around and do the same thing again to different people. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This is like weird. It's weird. Think about it. Let's break this down for a second and think reasonably. If my wife is talking about me or talks down to me, right, and you have a problem with that, and you come to me like, yo, bro, like that's crazy how and it is what it is. But I don't even know you, first of all. Let's get this clear. The ex-president of the United States. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. Secondly, you run to your audience a vast majority of people who are, what do you say, downtrodden, racist type individuals, as the Amazing Lucas would call it, and some other people, you know. But what I'm trying to figure out and understand, as we all should, is you turn around and do the same thing in which you did before, in which many people have the reaction in which they did. And then you turn around and try to act as if you did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with what you did. But D.L. Hewley and that pastor guy, whoever he was, I don't know, his wife, you just put them all up on there. You know something, though? It's just disgusting. And to see a man that calls himself at a stature as Officer Tatum, oh yeah, because he believes he's up here. But whether his wife helped him get up there, like Amazing Lucas pinpointed out, whether his wife was a pass around and all that, which is kind of crazy. Your wife was a pass around, and yet you're talking about the ex-president of the United States wife looks. Dude, the man called your wife a pass around. The man said she came to him and he told her, get out of here. But you're coming at D.L. Hughley and the pastor. I didn't hear D.L. Hughley and the pastor say anything. If I'm wrong, please put in the comments. Let me know, because I didn't hear them say one word about his wife. If they did, like I said, I didn't hear it. I just heard Amazing Lucas say some things about your wife. I ain't hear you mention that man's name one time. And quite frankly, it makes me wonder why you didn't. Is there some truth to what Amazing Lucas just said? Get out of here. Beat it. I don't know, but I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. This was nasty work. And with that, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy TW. Don't ever play yourself. It's Uncensored New York TV.
Gun shot. Checkmate, motherfucker. Ah!